Hello and welcome to the channel. And for today's video is going to be a second update on my custom Superman projects that I've been working on for the past, I don't know, month and a half, couple of months, probably longer, right? Since I posted the first video. But anyway, I've been working on several projects at the same time. So I haven't really advanced too much on these guys except for this current update that I'm going to give you guys. So in the last update, I introduced the third custom Superman, which is on the left of the screen, spare parts man, as I called him. That was the main update on that guy. I'm sorry, on that video was for to present the third custom. Um, and then I explained how I was going to do the chest emblems for my pre-crisis and my post-crisis Superman. As you can see on the figure on the right, that's my pre-crisis Superman, and the logo is just currently held up just by clear tape. But that's how it's gonna look like on the figure, right? So the update for this video is about my post-crisis Superman. So let me just take these guys out of the picture and let's focus just on this guy. So the original idea was that I was going to use parts from what was it? The Earth 2 Superman, which was the arms and the legs, in conjunction with the torso for the Dark Knight Returns Superman. Because that Superman had a big burly body, so the chest kind of fit with the look of that John Byrne style post-crisis Superman. But I was never even after all of the modifications that I did on the torso and on the upper body, I just still didn't feel comfortable, or it just didn't look right to me. Um, the way the is particularly the way on the upper body on the with the with the pectoral area. It just looked weird. Uh, the sculpt just looked weird to me. I don't know. It almost looked like it lost dimensionality, volume. So my eye kept going to that, and it would distract me too much to continue going forward with the project using that upper body. So I was looking at alternatives, and luckily, as I was going through looking up at Big Bad Toy Store, they had a few specials going on. And when I came across, several stuff with McFarlane, they had the Superman and Ultraman 2-pack on discount. So those bucks use the infected Superman body, which is also the same body for the Hush Superman that they used. I've been trying. Actually, let me just back up a little bit. From the beginning of this project that I was looking for, I was looking for a spare Hush Superman, a trash somewhere, somebody selling on Facebook Marketplace, or at the flea market that I go here in TJ, to make my post-crisis Superman. But I could never find one for a decent price if I was going to, trash the body and disassemble it and all of that. I didn't want to buy a second one at secondary prices, brand new, and I could never find one opened, right, and at a decent price. Or they were still selling it as if it was new. So no, and it wasn't until I think it was early this month, where we're in March right now, late March, and early March is when I found the I was checking out Big Bad Toy Store and found the discount on the on the 2-pack. And the other okay, so then as I pulled the trigger, and obviously I got it, with the other intention being of using the arms from the one of the spare figures, which were one I would end up not using, which was the Ultraman. um, I would use the arms for that figure to go with my the spare parts man, since I've been looking for double jointed elbow arms for this guy. Unfortunately, the arms that come with the infected mold, the disc hinge for the shoulder. Let me show you. You know what I mean? Like this. This is the disc hinge on the shoulder. The peg portion is too long, so it juts out too much from the shoulders, and I can't change from the bicep down, because the way the shoulder connects on this one, this shoulder that I'm using, is different. It uses a different style peg than on the infected mold. This is the from the Earth 2. I'll get to this in just one second. So so pretty much I have a lot of spare parts going around that I can't really use, but I'm gonna see how I can employ them elsewhere. So what is this figure? So this is the current version of the post-Crisis Superman going forward, minus the head sculpt. So the head sculpt is the Ultraman head sculpt, but I removed the so he had like the glowing red eyes, and he had like a red glowing effect painted around his eyes. So I repainted the entire head sculpt, and just gave him a more standard looking face, and I also switched out the hair from the Superman that comes with that in that 2-pack, and I switched it out and gave it to this head sculpt. So he now looks he just looks like an angry Superman, right? But I'm still not totally satisfied in using this head sculpt for my post-Crisis Superman. So the idea is going to be, since McFarlane just released their own version of the Silver Age Superman, which is basically the pre-Crisis Superman. The idea is I'm going to use the head sculpt from that figure, if I ever get it, and use it on my version, which is this one. And then I'm going to switch out this head sculpt and put it on this guy. So that's the plan going forward. The Silver Age Superman that McFarlane is introducing is basically using the Earth 2 parts, right? So the Earth 2 Superman parts, which is this exact torso. The thing that I switched out was the arms and the legs from the classic, quote unquote, Superman. And the only thing that so the new McFarlane head is actually pretty cool. So that's why I'm going to, if I ever get it, switch and make the switch. So with regards to this guy, so what parts did I use? So the entire upper body, the entire upper body, including the arms, are from the Superman that goes in that 2-pack with Ultraman. And of course, I'm using the Ultraman head, as I mentioned earlier. The thighs and the knees are from the Ultraman figure, and the lower legs, the shin parts, and those are from the Action Comics 1000 Superman. There is an issue here fitting the knees with these lower legs, so I'm going to have to do some minor trimming around the area just to get the legs properly seated well around the knee, because they do pop out just a little bit here. The plastic pops out. Let me show you. You see how it pops out of there at the kneecap? So I'm going to do some trimming there. Yeah, you can see it right there. How you can see the stress, how the plastic is stressed, not stressed, but doubled over, right by the kneecap, right there. So on this side, it's not less prominent. Probably on the inside there, right there on the inside portion of the knee. So yeah, I'm gonna do some trimming there just so that the parts fit well. And then the other thing that I did on this guy is I also employed come on, stand up. I also did the upper torso extension, which I did on my, now it won't stand. Yeah. So I also did the upper torso extension mod that I used on the Hush Superman, which I have here just for comparison. And you will see how tall now this figure is, because the upper legs, the thighs from the Ultraman are longer than the standard infected mold legs. And you'll see here in just 1 second. Right, now you can see the big difference between the two figures. So you can see how these little stumpy little thighs, how they look in comparison to the longer ones that come with the Ultraman. And in conjunction with the extension of the upper with the torso, we got a much taller looking Superman. If you have the Hush Batman, which a lot of people consider, one of their favorites, but the only thing that people was complaining that he was too tall and out of scale with the rest of the figures, especially Superman. Well, this is how he compares now to the Hush Batman. Why did I say it like that? Why did I say Hush? Anyway, let me see. So the exact measurements for my new post-crisis Superman is 1, 2, 3, 7 3/4. While the Batman stands at 7.5 to the top of the ear. And then we just have him face to face. Now you will see that Superman is taller than Batman, which for a lot of people, this is let me just raise the camera. A lot of people normally see the comparison between these two guys. And so, yeah, for a lot of people, this is the right, scaling for them between Superman and Batman. And now, here's another thing that I discovered. So that Dark Knight Returns Superman upper body, which I have right here. You know, as big as it is, in terms of its width, let me just spread this out. In terms of its width, including with these back muscles, he is pretty big, right? He's at, oh, my little thingy here is going crazy, so let's just turn it off. It doesn't matter. It is pretty wide here at the back, right? And if we compare it to the infected mold, of course it is. It's gonna be a little bit wider, but surprisingly not by too much. You know, there's some clay here, right? But that's at the width here, by the back, these muscles that jut out at the side. I forget what they're called. However, from here, from the pectoral area, if we check out the width, and you'll see that the infected Superman is actually wider here at the pectoral area, right, than the Dark Knight. So just this area right here is wider than this entire piece, including with the shoulder, with the butterfly area. Whoop. Right, so that's how wide the infected mold is, which I think fits better for a post-crisis Superman. And since I'm using the wider, where did that piece go? Here it is. Since I'm using the stretched out version of the Superman logo on the infected body, which I've already modified to fit the stretched out Superman emblem. I just had to do some cutting a little bit with an X-Acto knife to fit the upper part of the emblem. And now it does. And now the emblem doesn't look so big when you use that upper body. Right now it looks a little more. It looks a little more normal. In comparison to the one that comes stock on the body. I got it over here. All right. Oops. Let me just put this guy. So, compare it to this guy, which has like the droopy little tip at the bottom, also something that a lot of people weren't big fans of. So let me just, So in terms of the, this is all the plastic that's buried inside of that chest of the, on this guy. So yeah, but, you can tell the difference in width. Hopefully, let me just get this. It's not by a lot, but it's still significant. Anyway, but this Superman, I still have to do the modification so that he can have a better ab crunch. But as far as pulling off, your Superman poses, I probably have to trim out a little bit on the inside portion here on the outside part of the pec, just so he can get a better motion inwards for flight poses or fighting poses in general. But yeah, he can pull off a Superman flight pose, Now, the only thing I'm probably thinking of is switching out this cape. I don't know if I'm going to use the cape that comes with the, that originally came with, what is this? The Action Comics which is a little flatter, and but it looks flatter, but it's all folded up. Or if I use the one that came with the Ultraman, which is longer, right? And these guys got the head swapped on that I'm no longer using, the smiling Tom Brady Superman. So I'm looking at options, or I'm just gonna do a standard cloth cape. I don't know. I don't know just yet what I am going to be employing. So yeah, there we go. So that's the update regarding all of these guys. I was, pleasantly surprised that McFarlane was going to release a new Silver Age Superman. Near the end, that he's losing the license, the DC license. But hopefully the Superman is a good figure. I've already seen a review of it, and he looks good. Can't say I would complain about anything on the figure, but we'll see once I have it in hand, right? But anyway, that's the update on these guys. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know if this new update is on the post-crisis Superman custom. Do you think it's better than the previous incarnation that I was working on? Eventually, eventually I'm going to have to do something with all of the other parts. So I'm probably going to have a spare parts man 2, right? So or 3, stay tuned for that. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.